What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Post to Post podcast presented by Corona Premier. This week's episode is episode 105, and we are proud to announce that our new presenting sponsor is going to be Corona Premier, the official beer of the Post to Post podcast.
Nice. Look at that.
Pretty swaggy, right?
Coming
Pretty
up.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely an athletic beer, close to like a, low cal, low carb kind of action.
Yeah. It's really good. Literally tonight's the first night I'm having it, and I don't know if all my listeners and fans have realized how I drink, and it's not beer whatsoever, but these are like really good. These are good for like anyone just like that wants something smooth, something like really good, Not too hard. Like IPAs are too hard and stuff, but this is just like it's good.
Yeah, it's not overpowering. 2.6 grams of carbs, 90 calories. It's a great beer. I used to slam these after soccer, and you know what? It's going to be the new beer for hockey, too. I'm going to start bringing these for the boys.
Hell
12
yeah.
packs to the locker room. Get it going. Get it sending around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely great beer. We're very happy to have them be our presenting sponsor, and really looking forward to this new partnership. So,
Yeah, it's going to be great.
yeah, so
Great to
Corona
have.
Premier, right here for all you listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up at your local liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with you? Excited for Valentine's Day? You going to be swiping right?
Swiping right, swiping left, you name it. First year in 8+ years that I didn't have to deal with Valentine's Day, so it's gonna be like a little vacation. day for me.
Last year you didn't have to do anything. I don't think. It's been a while now. You've
been
been
a
out of
while.
Quincy for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. I've been out of
Yeah.
commission for a while, buddy.
Yeah,
Been busy with the podcast and everything. I don't have time for girls right now.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have- Got cooties.
That's
and
what I
shit.
like to hear.
Yeah.
Focus on the podcast. Focus on
the
yourself.
podcast. Yep.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yep. I don't want to get cooties either, so.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Then you get like one little cootie running around, turning 2 years old soon. You know, that's what happens.
All of a sudden, there's like cooties everywhere. you know?
Yeah. They just start taking over.
You watch a Frozen 10 times
Yeah.
in like 1 week. Haven't finished the entire thing.
Oh,
I was
boy.
just telling you when I walked in, Frozen was on again, the Frozen 2. I'm like, I feel like I come here and just see it in parts, and I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I don't know how it ends either. Neither does my daughter. We just put her down to bed. Like, hope you enjoyed that first half. You're going to bed now. See ya. She's like, bye.
It's like my niece back in the day. She like Frozen 1 when that came out. I mean, it was huge, popular to begin with, but man, I knew all the songs like the back of my head. Remember how you were complaining about the Wiggles being like on your Spotify? Well, that was like me on like YouTube. I was like, cause constantly putting on Frozen songs. Like that's all I fucking got. So
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
Well, here we are. We're back to another week of hockey. We got some big trades to go over. Let's start it off small, though. The Seattle Kraken have acquired defenseman Jacob Megna from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a conditional 4th-round pick in 2023. The conditions on the pick are that the Kraken currently have 2 2023 4th-round picks, theirs and Colorado's, and they have until June 15th to decide which one they're going to send to San Jose, presumably going to be whichever one is lower in the draft, I would think. Megna currently has 1 goal and 11 assists this season in the NHL, so that's a small one there.
Yeah, it's a trade to just, I guess, start everything off. Kind of like I don't know, I wouldn't say a no-name, but pretty much a no-name. But
Oh, yeah, he's still getting up and running. He's in the roster, at least, for a team like San Jose, you know?
Yep, exactly. So, I don't know. Good. It's more so good for, like, picks, yeah. So, we'll see what happens. It'll be funny to actually kind of go by, like, a year from now and see what these picks actually did. Because imagine if, like, we talk about this now like it's almost nothing. Like, later on, like, this pick right here just drafted some star into the NHL next season or 2 seasons from now. It'll be
Yeah,
kinda
you never
crazy.
know.
Never know.
The New York Rangers had the big blockbuster trade of the season here. They've acquired forward Vladimir Tarasenko and defenseman Nico Mikkola from the St. Louis Blues in exchange for forward Sammy Blais, who's going back to his former team, defenseman Hunter Skinner, a conditional 2023 first-round pick, a conditional 2024 4th-round pick, and the Blues will also be retaining 50% of Tarasenko's salary.
Nice.
This was nuts. Big
Yeah.
one.
So in his first game as a Ranger, Tarasenko would score the opening goal in a 6-3 win over Seattle, so really getting shit started quick. Tarasenko not having a great year, though, but still producing with 11 goals and 19 assists this season, and that is compared to his 30-plus average of goals and assists that he's had in the past, 5-6 seasons that he's had. So I say not that great, but in reality, it's not that great for him, I guess. Sammy Blais, spending some time with the Hartford Wolfpack and Rangers this season, back and forth, with only 5 assists in 40 games played with the Rangers. And then Hunter Skinner will be playing for the Springfield Thunderbirds. So it's a big trade, more so again for like maybe picks and kind of more so big for Tarasenko here. I think New York Rangers really stole with Tarasenko right now.
Yeah, I think they definitely, gave enough back for it. I think it'll be nice for St. Louis to slot Sammy Bly right back into the lineup. 5-game losing streak right now, 3-7 in their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think this all kind of started coming about when Tarasenko came out to the media and said, I wanted to be the captain. They didn't give it to me kind of thing. So I feel like tensions have been there for a year and a half, 2 years now with this team.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, he's kind of underperforming a little bit. 50% salary retention isn't great for the team, I don't think. But, I mean, man, the New York Rangers are just going to be the New York Russians at this point. It's getting nuts, dude. They had Panarin and Tarasenko on a line, scoring his first goal, first day over there.
The Russian line.
You got Shesterkin backstopping in the net. They really are loading up on Russians. And, man, that power play unit is now looking very fierce up there.
Mm-hmm. Russians, man, that's all you need in the NHL, right? I remember talking about that with the Bruins. I remember I was can't remember who I had this conversation with, but someone's like, when's the last time a Russian's been with the Bruins? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Then I realized Sergei Samsonov from back in the day, but I don't think they've had anyone else beside then. But if you look at any other team, there's always at least a handful plus of Russians in there. And then you look at the stats, you're like, holy shit, these are the guys that get shit going. So I don't know, see if they help out with the New York Rangers. But Tarasenko already looking fantastic for the Rangers, and the Rangers needing some help here this season, too. I don't think they have been playing up to par that they have for the past couple here. Am I wrong? I'm going to look at the division right now.
Yeah, I don't know if we put it in here either, but...
I'm a fucking liar. They're third in the Metro. I'm an idiot.
One person that wasn't too happy with this trade was Patrick Kane. We didn't put it in here just because it was a little side thing, but apparently he's been fighting a hip injury for, a season or two now. And when the news came down, he was like, I was really looking forward to trying to get over to that team and make something happen. But I feel like the Rangers kind of knew that's not an asset right now that's going to get us over the hump. They were looking more at, I think a guy like Tarasenko is going to slot in really nicely with this team. Some offensive firepower that provides something for the future, not we need to buy right now to get something done,
Right.
In a Patrick Kane. Definitely stinks to see, though.
Patrick Kane, I completely missed if you even said it, but he was the hip problems that he had. Yeah, I guess he's been battling the past 2 seasons. So that's what am I trying to say here? That's a business. What am I trying to say?
It's definitely a red flag if you're the New York Rangers GM.
Too. Yeah, you're pretty much bringing this guy in and guaranteed he's going to be out for a while. You don't know if he's going to compete again or be the same Patrick Kane. So it just made sense to go with this with Tarasenko here. So more so a safe bet with the Rangers acquisition.
Yeah, so that was pretty big news coming over the waiver wire, and I don't necessarily think that he was the front running guy for media attention, but he seemed like he was definitely being shopped and on the trade block. But to see him go to the Rangers in such a big package. 50% salary retention, things like that. This is a pretty cool trade to watch.
Right, 100%.
We do have some new signs to cover, too. The New York Islanders signed newly acquired center Bo Horvat to an 8-year, $68 million contract, $8.5 million AAV. Horvat would almost immediately play against the Canucks and have a goal and an assist against his former team in that game. Horvat has 33 goals and 24 assists this season.
Huge pickup by the Islanders. We talked about him last week.
Basically last episode kind of got washed because we were like, he kind of needs to get signed, right away for this to make sense. And before our episode even dropped on Monday, we recorded Friday, and over the weekend it was bang, here's your contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he knew what he was doing over there. Lou Lamoriello signed him up.
Mm-hmm. Although he had some shit to talk about. He was just like, I signed him for way too long, for way too much. That little joke that he had in the comments.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a dig at Horvat. It's more of a dig at the expense of the NHL. You know what I mean? 8 years is almost like a max level contract in the NHL, and $8 million is becoming the new standard for your top line guys.
Right. You see $8.5 million AAV, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's nice for a guy like this. And then something about $10 million. $10 million is just dude, you gotta be producing a fuck ton of goals every
yeah, it's almost like a bell curve, right? And $8 million, once you hit that's the peak of you have a big contract, but fans aren't on your ass to we're overpaying for this guy. He's not producing enough.
Right.
Once you get into 9, 10, double digits, people are like, I don't care how much he's putting the puck in the back of the net. We need more out of him. You know what I mean?
I better be getting hat tricks every game.
Yeah, exactly.
I need another fucking Alexander Ovechkin on the ice. But I think it was a solid move here for for Bo Horvat, and I think a solid fit too for Bo after coming from the Vancouver Canucks that we've talked about going through a lot of changes soon, hopefully. So I think Bo's just happy to be on a team that's actually producing and doing well. So that's my take on Bo, and I think we're going to see a bright future from Bo Horvat now with the New York Islanders. I think they're going to really help him produce a lot more than he has.
Doing well might be a stretch, but yeah, hopefully him being on the team will help bounce them back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, we got the Buffalo Sabres. They signed center Dylan Cousins to a 7-year, $49.7 million contract, which is $7.1 million AAV. In his third year, Cousins has already a career-high season in both goals and assists with 17 goals and 26 assists so far. So, racking them up right now this season, doing really fucking well in his career, and I think Dylan Cousins is a good name, solid name. I think you hear it around the league a lot. I guess a more so, like, not standoutish name, but when you're watching the game and you hear Dylan Cousins, you're like, oh, dude, that's a solid fucking player right there. That's the type of guy I see whenever I see him on the ice.
Yeah, I think $7 million is a bit of an overpayment, but when it's a team like the Buffalo Sabres, where the beginning of this season and last season they're shelling out $750K for half their team, they're looking at the future and saying we got to lock this guy in. You know, $7.1 million is kind of a lot for a second line center, but like you said, that's like the sweet spot for this guy. You know, the spotlight isn't on him. The pressure of being overpaid isn't on him yet, and I don't know if it'll get there, but you know, being behind a line with like Tage Thompson centering it, like that's the guy that they're spotlighting because of how well he's doing.
Right,
you know?
right. 7 years, they got time.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Washington Capitals here. They signed left wing Sonny Milano to a 3-year deal with $5.7 million, $1.9 million AAV. Milano is in his second best season with goals and assists, with 8 goals and 14 assists so far this season. He had a career-high season last season with the Anaheim Ducks, having 14 goals and 28 assists before signing as a free agent with the Capitals this past October. Sonny Milano is a solid pick. I feel like 3 years, $5.7 million, like that I can get with for a guy like Sonny Milano. I think he's the year that he had, like the Anaheim Ducks last year, I think really showed like what kind of a player Sonny Milano can be, and I don't know if that's because of the guys around him at the time, but I think Sonny Milano has the capability of being a solid player, and 3 years is not a bad look at to see how he does in the next 3 years.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that the third line right winger is getting $5.7 million, but I think 3 years is definitely the right term on this. I'm sorry, it's $1.9 million per season. Yeah, that's good. I think that's the right number. Like 5.7 for your third line, that's shelling out dough. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, 1.9 isn't bad. I think that's the right number for him. You know, you pay your bottom line league minimum. The next line gets $1 million, $1 million more, and then you bump it up, and that's where you start sprinkling the money around in the top two lines.
Right, exactly.
I think Sonny Milano is slotting in very nicely on this team. I think it's good for the future to see him get some touches with Backstrom and Johansson, too. Like, that's pretty nice. They got Dylan Strome centering the line with Ovechkin now, too. So they've shooken up their lines quite a little bit there because of, like, how weird things have gone for the Capitals this season, and their like, playoff race is kind of fringy right now. So it's a good time to tinker and play around a little bit and get things settled in for before we, get pushing for the playoff race.
Right, exactly. That's all I got for Sonny Milano here. I just think he's a solid guy to have, and I don't think he's going to be in the spotlight anytime soon, but he will be for I think he'd be one of those guys for the Washington Capitals for sure, like hardcore Capitals fan. They'll be like, oh, I know who this guy is.
Yeah, it'll be next generation kind of guy, I think. If he sticks around with the team after this 3-year contract, I could see him taking over for guys like Backstrom, Ovechkin if he gets up there,
Right. Moving on, we have a goalie signing here. The Los Angeles Kings have signed goalie Phoenix Copley to a 1-year, $1.5 million contract. He's currently playing his second most games played in one season with 20 games played since 2018 with the Capitals. He's 15-3-1 with a 2.92 GAA and a .897 save percentage. He's been helping the Kings to their 4th place spot in the Pacific and 12th in the league, as Jonathan Quick has been having a rough year with an 8-12-0 record, a 3.41 GAA, and a .881 save percentage. Jonathan Quick not looking good for Phoenix Copley has really stepped in there to really take that shining role for Quick, who's having a rough season. And I think this 1-year deal is a real solid sign for the LA Kings here.
Yeah, I think 1 year is the right term. Like, we still haven't seen Phoenix Copley prove that he can be an NHL backup, an NHL starter. But when the injury bug bites a team, he can step in and backfill and be that guy to, stop the gaps and stop the leaks for a little bit until the other guy's fresh and ready. So let's give him another year, give him a few more games in the NHL and see what he can bring to the table next time. Because I say if not, you might have to be moving on from him and selling another asset to get another goalie into the mix.
Which isn't bad. 1.5 mil, like just that after that 1 year is not bad.
Yep.
Make sure there's plenty of teams that would sign him too.
Yep.
And last but not least, well, I guess last, never mind. The Philadelphia Flyers have placed left wing Kiefer Bellows on waivers. I brought this up mainly because of the name, and then I thought about the 2021 New York Islanders, as we were just talking about the Islanders. He was more so known for the Islanders, 6 goals, 13 assists. He was like a big dude, but he has been kind of suffering this year. He had 1 game with the Islanders this season with nothing at all. And then he played for the Lee Valley Phantoms for the most of the season. I guess 11 games played, 3 goals, 6 assists before going to the Flyers. And I
assume this is just a move to put him down on the AHL roster, and hopefully he clears. But I could definitely see someone picking him up, but I don't know if they will. You know what I mean? Like, it's an option, but I don't know who would really be going for it.
Yeah, kind of a. Do I want to say bust? Kind of a bust?
No, I wouldn't say bust. I'd say fringe guy. He's still young. He has
Still
time.
fringy, yeah.
Got things to work on.
Yeah, because speaking about the Islanders, drafted in the first round, 19th overall in the 2016 draft. So.
Yeah, he's only 24. I mean, people look at that and like they think that he's old for the NHL because they're sending guys in that are 18, 19. But like, if you think about a guy that goes to college, goes the college route, plays college hockey, and then comes into the NHL or AHL, whatever it may take, he's getting 4 years of development under his belt. He's growing, and now he's 22 coming into the league as opposed to 18. So if you look at it like that, if this guy went the college route, which he didn't, he would only be 2 years into the NHL,
Yeah, right. Yeah, he had 1 year at the Boston University.
Yeah.
That was it. So.
Yeah, a lot of guys do that too, a year and then bounce.
And then figure shit out as they go. But that's up with the that's done with the trades and signings. I'm sure. What the fuck's today? January? February?
Yeah, it's January, Matt.
What the hell's today? I don't even know what day
Today
it
is January.
It's February 10th, so within the past trade deadline, right? Like another month or so.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a episode fully committed to some trades and some signs, most likely coming soon. So, but you ready to hop into some news here?
Yeah, we get some injury updates for you guys. The New Jersey Devils are missing Jack Hughes. He's currently week to week with an upper body injury. He practiced with the Devils but would not finish the skate this week. Hughes is in his 4th NHL season, having another career high with 35 goals, which is 3rd in the league, and 32 assists, which is 2nd most on the team so far. The Devils are sitting 3rd in the league currently, 4 points behind the 2nd place Hurricanes. And this is going to be a tough hit for them. He's really stepped his game up this season. It's going to be challenging for these guys to fill, their top guy in the roster and see who can, be the Malkin to the Crosby and pick up the pace a little bit.
Yep, exactly. This is like a few episodes ago when I was talking about the Devils. Brought the Devils how they were like neck and neck with the Boston Bruins this in the beginning of the season. They just kind of fell apart. But I was saying the boys are going to be all right, and they were. They're climbing right back up, and this is going to be another mountain to climb or a hill to climb for the New Jersey Devils. Hopefully they can figure shit out and stay exactly where they are, because it's going to be a big hit if they start falling down again.
Yeah, 8-1-1 in the last 10 games, 3-game win streak this week. So I think they're looking all right. They might be able to figure it out and get by, but. That was a weird skid that they randomly had, but to be 8-1-1 in your last 10 after a losing streak like they were in for a little bit there, it's a good bounce back already.
Right, exactly. Moving on to Toronto, our boy Matt Murray is on IR, and they recall Joseph Woll to back up Samson. I keep saying Samsonov. They say Samsonov. So
no, it's 50-50. I've heard the Maple Leafs announcers calling him Samsonov now too.
Yeah. Murray left with an ankle injury. Murray leaves in the middle of a comeback season, 11-5-2 record, 2.73 GAA, and a .911 save percentage. Joseph Woll is 13-1-0 with the Toronto Marlies this season with a 2.36 GA and a solid .930 save percentage. So Samsonov has a solid backup with him. I like Joseph Woll. I've seen him just a few times, I think, in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken. Or I've just been watching the Toronto Marlies. But I think it's just a solid goaltender altogether, and it'll be nice to see him have some NHL experience while Matt Murray heals. So hopefully he can come back and be fine.
Yeah, another college guy went to BC for 3 years, it looks like, then on to the AHL. Like you said, hasn't really gotten a lot of NHL touch-up, not a lot of time up here. I'm pretty sure we got to watch him in like the World Juniors or one of those tournaments back in the day.
Maybe,
he was playing for, I think, USA. But yeah, to see Matt Murray go down with injury, it's exactly why I think this team shouldn't have looked to him in the first place. Like, I think it was one of their main concerns with him is staying healthy. But that's the risk you're going to take. And like you said, he's having a comeback year. So hopefully he can, rest that ankle and come back ready to go and make another playoff push and get some more points under the belt.
He needs to come back, man. My Maple Leafs, they gotta hit the Atlantic.
Yeah, they're doing all right now. They're doing all right. They're second behind the Bruins by 13 points, but they have the Lightning chomping at their heels behind by 2 points with a game in hand.
Oh boy. I don't know.
But it seems like the point gap is kind of set. Like the Bruins have 25 points on the Panthers, which is the 4 seed, and only 15 points on the Lightning, and 13 on the Leafs. So like the gap is there to maintain like these teams in the same playoff matchups. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like even if the Lightning hop the Maple Leafs, it's not going to change anything.
No. Oh, that's weird. Mine changed. Yeah, you're right. It really is. I'm looking at it now. Just like the gap too. At some of these teams, like the gap is just like Jesus. Like there's no. If you can catch up, that'd be just outstanding to see. But not looking good.
Yeah.
I don't know. But let's move on here to the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers are investigating an incident that occurred between the Lightning fan and Victor E. Rat. Victor E. Rat is the Panthers mascot. The incident happened last Monday during the Panthers' smoking of the Lightning 7-1. In the video, a man in a blue shirt grabbed and pulled Victor E. Rat's jersey over its head after the mascot launched the fan's jersey into the crowd. The fan then proceeds to shove Victor into a glass divider while an arena usher and another employee look on at the exchange. After standing back up, the fan puts the mascot into a partial chokehold and seemingly begins to shout, "Go Bolts." One of the mascot's handlers defused the situation as the man picked up his tossed jersey and walked out of the seating bowl. What the fuck is going on in Florida? Just Florida shit, I guess.
This was wild. Obviously, it's a big rivalry. Like, I kind of almost thought that this was staged initially because why would the mascot get the opportunity to take someone else's fan and throw it? You know what I mean? Like someone else's fan's jersey and throw it. I kind of would have thought like it would be either one, staged, or two, like, yeah, now this rat deserves to get his fucking ass kicked. You're not going to take my $160 jersey and throw it. Like, I'm going to dummy you.
Yeah. What are you, gritty?
And the fact that, the what do they call them? The handlers, like, just sat there and watched while the guy got his ass kicked. Like, that almost makes me think, like, oh, maybe he kind of deserved it. Like, maybe you don't do that as a mascot, you know?
Right. I don't. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Maybe they definitely saw it. Like, I don't know, man.
Or maybe they like didn't know if it was staged or not. Like, do we step in? Is this part of a show?
Like,
you know,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Because there are like mascots that do stuff like that too, but get away with it. But I don't know. I don't know if like Victor E. Rat is like known for that. Like if Gritty did it,
it would make sense.
It would
kind
just
of
be Gritty. Yeah, you know.
But like a Philly fan would beat the shit out of him for it too. I bet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless they're just used to it.
Did you see one? I forget what social media it was, but one of the mascots was like, "Oh, we got a seat upgrade for you," and it's the away fan, and they're driving him to a seat upgrade, and it was like, "We never saw that fan again." Little did he know, we brought him outside of the arena, just dropped him off.
Oh, is that the Devils?
I think so. It was funny,
dude.
man.
That Devils mascot's been all over social media as of late, and I just don't know his name. Because I think it's literally just like New Jersey Devil or some shit. I can't remember his name, to be honest, but he's been popping up over social media, just doing some gritty stuff too, by the way, just fucking with fans. And it was the one where he's on like the ATV, like the four-wheeler, and just it was a woman, and he just like, drives her out of the arena.
Yeah, bye.
So fucking good. I mean, that's what I like about I feel like this season especially, I don't know if it's just social media, I honestly don't know if it's social media like really coming to life here, but I think mascots just in general are really helping with like fan interaction and really getting social media going too, and like fans wanting to go there to see if like a mascot's gonna like fuck with them, or you can see it on the jumbotron. You know,
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
that'll be fun. But you want to move on to this next one? Can you read that, by the way? I got it up on my phone, but
Yeah. Florida Panthers Spencer Knight's new mask is just incredible. Have you seen that yet?
yeah, I'm
The
looking at it now.
Artwork was designed by children at Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital down in Florida, and it's basically got like just kids' drawings. Just it's just so cool to see, and it brings such a spotlight to it too. It's cool.
It's really cool. Like it's all like drawings too. Go Panthers 30 Knight with it. Some kid drew the Panthers. What was that the third logo right there?
Yeah, that came out really
That
nice.
came
It looks
out
like
really
someone drew
sick.
a weed leaf on the other side.
Yeah.
You see that?
yeah.
Like a big. I think it's one of those plants in Florida, but there's just like a giant sun and then like just a straight pot leaf on the side.
Someone drew like a bunch of blue there too. Actually, I kind of like that. See the
Someone
blue
wrote
on
"fuck
top?
you, Spencer" on it.
Oh Jesus Christ! But yeah, it came out beautiful. I love how they do this. Did someone put a ghost there? Is that a ghost in the back?
Oh yeah,
plate?
lizard, the gecko.
Oh yeah, maybe like a lizard. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I love masks like this. I love when they do that. Like I think it's just so cool that goalies can do that, and like I think goalies too, just in general. Although hockey players in the NHL are able to do it too, but I think goalie gear, just in general, you're able to be more creative, like with your gear. You're able to do a lot with it and like show yourself a lot more with it. So like on the mask, like who was it? Was it Roberto Luongo? I think like the year before he retired. Or was that Ryan Miller? It was one of those. Fuck, I'm thinking about a bunch of old goalies now that might have done it. But like their kids drew something and then he put it on the mask itself. I'm like, damn, that's really fucking
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, what I didn't know. I think I showed you Linus Ullmark, whatever. I didn't realize he. You know how like Vasilevsky has like his Vasilevsky icon or logo that he puts like in his gear.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Linus puts like two like beer logos. Like he's got one like on his mask, I believe, and like he's got another one like on his blocker. So like when he looks down his blocker, there's two beers. And
Dude, you said beer the first time.
what?
You said beer the first time. Is it
Beer?
bear?
It's a beer.
Is it a bear or a beer?
Beer.
Why?
There's two beers on the fucking.
Like 2 beers?
No, not these beers. Like
Jesus
the Grizzly
Christ,
beers.
dude.
What?
That's not good. You're like the guys in Baltimore trying to say that Aaron earned and iron earned.
Oh yeah, just like
Yeah.
Is that what we really sound like?
That's you. Bear.
Bear.
Bear naked.
Bare naked ladies.
Bear.
Bear.
Beer. Ear. Say
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
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 Bear.
Bear.
I don't know. This is terrible content for the fans. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up.
You're the one who brought it
So
up.
he has 2 bears.
Yeah, but it represents both of his kids, which
Okay.
is really cool.
Yeah.
Like some stuff that just like, hey, when I'm like away all the time, like I looked at it, I'm like, okay,
That's
yeah,
great.
So that's pretty cool.
I should do the same thing, but with 2 beers. Because like I could be like, I can't wait to have a beer with the boys when I'm done on the ice in the locker room. Have a couple Corona Premiers.
You need to get one of those like drinking caps and put it over
Yeah.
your mask and get like the straw through
Until
the
someone
cage.
fucking snipes a beer right off my head.
Oh god, it's gonna happen.
And then you
But-
covered in beer for the rest of the game too.
Try to chug him before like second period. Just be fucking
Oh.
hammered on the ice. That'd be fun. I've seen it. It's
Attaboy.
disgusting.
Attaboy.
But let's move past all this Boston talk because I can't stand you right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Calgary Rasmus Anderson is day to day after being hit by a vehicle while scootering to dinner in Detroit. The Flames said Anderson was transported to Detroit, receiving hospital for testing, and fortunately was released a short time later because hockey players can get hit by anything and be fine. But it's good. I guess he really claimed that alcohol was not involved in any party, so there was no drunk driving. Apparently, he was going. He was on a scooter going past like a crosswalk, and that's when he got hit. But it's good that he's fine.
What did we learn from this?
Don't use scooters.
Don't fucking ride a
Don't
scooter
ride
as a
fucking
grown man.
Scooter as a grown man.
Have you seen those electric ones that people can like rent around the city?
Oh,
Those things
God.
bother me.
Dude.
I'm like, no, I will not do that.
Dude, no. Fucking Boston's the goddamn worst.
Yeah.
Like
The bikes make sense. The bikes are cool.
I already hated bikes. I already hate bikes just in general. But there's guys on like those electric scooters. It's just like they'll be right in front of you, like at a red light. I'm like, go on the sidewalk.
All right, the scooters, yeah, those don't belong on the road. Those are
Yeah.
sidewalk and like bike lane. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, if you're, I don't know. I can't stand either one of them. Just can't. I used to ride my bike all the time, and like when I rode my bike, it was always on the sidewalk because who's gonna win? Me and the bike that's like, what, like all together make maybe 300 pounds versus a car that's fucking 1,500 pounds. Like who's gonna win? You're not gonna win.
But like legally, I think they're not supposed to be on the sidewalk. Because I was always the same way. Like you should ride on the sidewalk and you should ride against traffic so you can see the cars that are coming at you. But that's both wrong. You're supposed to be in the road going with traffic. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because anytime I need to be on the street, I did exactly what you did, so I could see a car coming my way. I know where to go.
Yeah.
But you have to go with it.
Yeah, you're supposed to go with the traffic. That's why, like, you know, you're driving down the street, the cyclists are going with you and parked in front of you.
I have strong opinions about bikes.
Nice.
I don't want to talk about it, though. So, you want to move on?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let's move on. Another little incident went viral in the stands this weekend, or this week, I should say. Dallas Stars fan just getting smoked in the mouth for running his mouth in the lower bowl. And this guy is an absolute clown. There's someone made a meme about him, and he's like in between periods, you know, commercial TV break. They're going to timeout. He's got his hood up. He pulls it off, and he's got a mullet, and he like shreds it out or everything. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then like 10 minutes later, he's yelling at some guy, and his mullet looks like crap, and he gets just bodied, punched in the face, laid out, and then gets right back up. So props to him for that. But like, dude, if you're having a fight in the hockey stands, you're like a piece of shit. Like, no one should. No one.
No.
It's just useless.
That's like it. That's
Lower bowl too. Like that's like balcony type stuff.
That's nosebleed type shit.
You don't do that when you're down like 6 rows from the glass.
When you're hammered. That's the type of shit you see when you're shit-faced off of like a $20 ticket. There's the Bruins versus Canadians back of the day, and you just
Those balcony fights are dangerous though, because like one guy goes down and it's like,
oh man,
straight down. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of a. I texted you. Oh, there's a post that I sent you that had like frame by frame, and I think that was like the best because like you just see like slow fists, just like, and then just like the hit in the face.
There's a dude in the background in a blue hoodie, like doesn't react at all, just watches it, just straight face. He's like, okay. Like the dude just got smoked in the face and he just no reaction. He's just like, wow. That's wild.
Oh, it's what he wanted. Just like, oh, thank God this is coming. But dude, just I don't know, man. Like the more I stopped and like really like try to figure out what the hell's going on. And someone on social media, something happened like right before the game, and I guess he was like talking shit before the game on social media. And the way he was talking, I was looking at him like, God, like he's one of those guys that has like a punchable face, and I was like, that's probably exactly what happened.
It's the haircut.
It's the haircut, the mullet, it's the flow. Just like, oh, just get rid of it, will you?
Yeah, I tell you what, I would not want to get laid out on one of those fucking rows of plastic seats.
Oh.
Like your back falling on any section of that sucks.
Broken spine.
It sucks to sit on. Never
Broken
mind
spine.
get fucking laid out on.
You know, Mortal Kombat, like when you're playing, and it just like cuts to like an X-ray vision of like, your bone just shattering. That's exactly what's gonna happen if you fall on one of those. Oh, brutal. I hope more comes of it, because this just happened last night or the night before, right? Yeah. So hope we find more on it. It'll be just to see what the hell.
Should write that
actually
down
happened.
for next week, right, Matt?
Yeah.
We're all done with NHL news, though, but we do have a familiar face making an appearance at the NHL Network. Bruce Boudreau is going to be joining them as a studio analyst once again.
Nice.
He previously worked there from August 2020 to December 2021 after his time with the Minnesota Wild. And I did really enjoy having him in there. Like, I feel like you get like a different side of him when he's an analyst versus a coach. Like, it's way less stress, you know what I mean? Just shooting the shit, talking, you know?
He had the happy uncle for when he was in there, man. Just like the happy-go-lucky. I still remember one of my favorite clips was like last. God, it's been a full summer already. Like it was last summer when they're at the draft, and wrestler from the WWE, Kevin Owens, just comes out of left field, and he goes, Bruce, and then he goes like, oh my God, like just acting like an absolute child. He goes, you're like my favorite wrestler of all time. Like, man, I can't wait to see him. He's already there, but I can't wait to see like highlights of him or just like watch him in general. I think it's gonna be an absolute like sunshine, like bright light.
I want them to just put it all out there right when he gets in and just let's get all this Vancouver Canucks stuff, wash our hands, be done with it. But like, put it out there a little bit. Like, I want to see what he says.
Right. Especially when something comes up with the Vancouver Canucks. I kind of
Yeah.
want to be like, one day he's just gonna fucking let loose.
I just want him to clear the air before he starts, and
Right.
I want to hear what he has to say about it all.
Can you imagine John Tortorella if the NHL Network were just like, fuck it, say whatever you want, just like Biz.
Well, they had him on, and he kind of did like with certain takes, and it was just kind of like hot take, old school hockey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that we should have this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but yeah, the stuff that Biz does, he's getting whacked for in the wallet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And he's getting players in trouble too. It's so funny, like, because they're just shooting the shit with Biz, and they realize, oh yeah, I can't say that word like after the fact. It's funny.
One thing I just recently saw was he was talking to someone. Wasn't he interviewing someone on the ice? And Biz was like chirping him and just like, fuck, who was it?
It was 3-4 times,
Was it
all of
Keandre Miller? I think it's Keandre Miller. And then he's like, oh no, it was Reeves. It was Ryan Reeves. And he's like, they're just talking shit. And he goes like, I'll drop the gloves. And he goes, you got to get back on the ice for me to do it.
Yeah, they're trying to get Rough and Rowdy going for those two to be a headliner when Reeves is done in the NHL.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome. I love Revo. It's gonna man. It's like they have like so many like good choices to like choose from, and I feel like they always make like a great like decision. I don't think anybody in like TSN or NHL Network or TNT. I feel like they haven't really made any like bad moves. Like they'll try to like put someone in there, try it out, but for the most part, it's like a name that you're like, ooh, yes. Like I can't wait to see like his insight on stuff.
Yeah, Kevin Hayes is getting in the mix too, just because he's a riot, and
Mm-hmm.
the loose air that Biz and Liam honestly runs it so well, but the loose air that they bring to the table, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I was watching something on I don't know if it's an interview, but it was Kevin Hayes and it was what the fuck's his name? Keith Yandel having like a little conversation. I'm like, this is hysterical. Like,
Yeah, Jens was mic'd up as like an interviewer at the All-Star game. I don't know who he was working for or with. I think it might have been TNT. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Hayes that's working. It's Yandel. I got that wrong. Yandel's the one that's going to be working with TNT on the broadcast side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I did think you meant like when he like later.
Yeah, my bad. No, it was Yandel. I get them mixed up because they're both just like close friends. They're wicked tight and they're fucking hilarious.
I don't know what Yandel's doing now. Is he back in Boston?
Yeah,
kinda
he's
hanging out.
kicking around. Like I said, he's going to be working for TNT on the broadcast team, so he's bouncing
So he's
around.
bouncing around
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, cool. All right, so we got a few more topics of news to get to, and this one was an interesting bit of news this week. I don't know if anyone's heard it. The Vermilion County Bobcats of the SPHL have announced that they are ceasing all operations immediately, and this was earlier this week. They did not even show up to their own home game, where fans and the other team showed and were ready for the game, but had no one to face. The Bobcats have only been around for 2 years, but had lost 77 out of the 86 total games. That will reduce the number of the teams from 11 to 10 in the SPHL. So at least even teams now. But dude, imagine like 2 years and you suck that bad that like in the middle day where you have like a game at 7 o'clock at night, they're just like, we're done.
Yeah, they just shores you them. If you can't win, don't play.
Don't play.
Get pumped 5 goose for the 20th loss of the campaign.
Get pumped 5 goose with the 77th loss of the campaign.
That's nuts.
Oh, that dude. How you suck? Like that's bad. That's a brutal.
That's wild. And like that was the main thing last week. Like we knew that they didn't show up for the game, but there was no real news about it, so we didn't put it in. But this week it was kind of speculation that like, all right, that doesn't usually happen unless like the club's fucking done, And
Right.
that's exactly what's gonna happen here.
I just
So weird.
I've heard of. I guess I've kind of heard of this happening, but nothing like as crazy as this. I think that's why it took.
You've heard of what happening?
Like-
the team not showing up?
No, just like teams in general, just like out of nowhere, just like ending, just be like, hey, just like we're done.
Oh yeah.
I've heard of that, but nothing like this where it really took over the internet like the day of, and like the league really not knowing either, since like the team showed up and like everyone just showed up.
The league and back office probably knew, and then like the team knew, and that was it. They were like, "Fuck that, we're not going." Then
Right. Yeah, it's just what the fuck was I gonna say to that? It's just kind of wild. It sucks. I think I saw this and kind of thought of Jaromir Jagr because like this is the type of shit that I wouldn't say exactly what would happen to Jagr's team, but like if Jagr was like to quit, it would be something like this along the lines of this. We're just like, hey, we don't have the money. We got to fold this team, and now all these players for this team now are just kind of like, the hell do we do now? Like, I can't imagine that day where the management just like, hey, we're just folding right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the goal for Yager is to get enough. Obviously people are buying tickets to go see him, but to get enough people involved with the team, with the league, to stick around after he's done there and be like, I'm a fan of this team now because of him. You know what I mean? So that it'll be self-sustaining, and when he does hang him up, like the team will be good without him.
Good. Yeah. But yeah, kind of wild news there for the once Vermilion County Bobcats.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. So that's the last bit of information, last bit of news that I had. And the only reason why I put this in here was Jake Vertanen. I saw the name. I'm like, why does this guy sound familiar?
Probably because he's related to Jake Virtanen.
I thought it was oh, it's Vertanen. Yeah. Why did I say Vert? So more crazy news coming from another team here. EHC Visp of the Swiss League have suspended Jake Virtanen and have offered him up for trade after multiple teammates were reportedly fed up with the selfish attitude and gave management a him or us ultimatum. Virtanen had 14 goals and 11 assists in 21 games played, which isn't bad, really. And then this is where I found it. The ex-Vancouver Canuck had his contract bought out in July of 2021 after a sexual misconduct allegations were made toward him. But he was found not guilty of those allegations in July of 2022. But after his contract was up, he kind of bounced around the Europe League. So
the Swiss League is hard to get into, too.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how... What am I trying to say? It's kind of weird how this comes up. Like this, when he was in the NHL with the Vancouver Canucks, like there was no talk about this. I don't know if like there were senior guys there that they're just like really shutting him down. But to have a guy like this, a player like this, where like your entire team goes up to management and be like, listen, like this guy fucking sucks. Like I just. Like I don't care that he's scoring all these goals. Like he's literally the Shorzy.
It's fucking Shorzy again, yeah.
Shorzy of the group, and it's him or us. It's just like he's the guy that just like gets up and he goes, "You, you're all terrible." Just like, just actual Shorzy in real life, Jake Virtanen.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, I don't know, man. So I'll be interested to see if he goes anywhere. I think with a resume like that or something like that looming around you, I feel like a lot of teams might be like, But there are some teams that look at stats instead and be like, fuck it, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it is just tough having like a locker room, bad guy in a sense. Because obviously, it's not speculation if the whole team's like, we can't play with this guy. So to bring a guy in that can plague your locker room like that, like this will probably be the last we see of him in a professional league. He'll still obviously have the itch to play somewhere, but that sucks. Maybe he can turn it around and convince a team to take him on and take a risk on him. But
right, maybe figure shit out. And not be a douche.
It's a tough way to end your hockey career too if he doesn't get on a team.
Oh god,
that sucks.
Can you imagine? That's a fall and a half too.
Yeah,
Vancouver Canucks NHL to just like this, just like that's a swan dive right there. But that's all I got for this week, to be honest. Kind of like a little slow week. We had a bunch of games, but this is actually post the All-Star break too, so everything's like kind of getting back to the swing of things as well. Have you been playing a lot like lately? I feel like every time I text you or something like that, like you're just like, dude, I got hockey 7 o'clock in the morning, hockey 8 o'clock at night. I'm like,
yeah, a little bit, not like a lot. I don't think. I mean, I do the Sunday night pickup, I do Tuesday in the morning, and then my league game, and then I think like the last couple weeks I picked up 1 or 2 extra. So yeah, that one did get a lot there, but. No game this Sunday because of the Super Bowl. I'll do my Tuesday 6 a.m. and I got a Wednesday night. I told one of the supervisors at my company that if he ever needs a goalie, give me a shout, and he seemed like he might be giving me a call soon. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm actually trying to go back right now. This morning you told me it was like the Rangers versus Kraken, and what did I say?
You picked the Rangers, and
yes,
it was a 6-3 final, so I do 20 more push-ups. Which means that you get to pick the game for tomorrow, and I get to pick the team.
Nice. So, what, fuck it, I'll do that right now, because we've been doing
a lot of games to pick tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been doing a hell of a job finding, like, evenly matched teams.
That's the only way to do it, because if you pick the one that, like, there's like clearly one team to pick. The guy that's picking is going to take it. You know.
Right. Exactly. Like I think I already found one, to be honest. Sorry, I got really roped into what I was thinking. I think I'm gonna do that one. But I think this morning when you sent me over the Rangers is Kraken, I think that was the hardest one I had, to be honest. I was looking at both, like who's out, who's injured. Have they seen each other this season? No, this is the first time they're seeing them. This is the first time they're seeing each other this season. I'm like, oh fuck, and they're both good teams.
That was Flames Red Wings the other night. First time
Flames
they saw
Red
each
Wings
other.
too, yeah. Well, and this did the Kraken already see each other?
I don't know that, but I know for sure the Flames Red Wings hadn't.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's been fun. So for anyone who doesn't know, we started this like 2 weeks ago, and this poor bastard keeps losing. So it's every
I got 2 in on you though.
Yeah.
I started to bounce back a little bit.
Yep.
We haven't kept a tally though. We should have started a tally, but
I gotta.
it's too far.
It's all in the DM, but I gotta really go back. I've been wanting to do it, and I feel like every day we're just getting pushed back and back. But I really get back in there and just see. However, there's one game. What was the game that the absolute comeback? Where just like I was texting you like, fuck, I'm gonna owe you 20 push-ups, and like an hour later, I'm like, ha, we came back.
Yeah, it was the Hurricanes that had the comeback. They were down 4-1 with like 5 minutes left. And they came back and won in overtime, but I think it was over the Kings in overtime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we've been doing for everyone who doesn't know is, so every day the loser of the night before's game picks
the winner of the game. That
I keep forgetting.
The winner of the game that we do it on gets to pick the game for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, Matt picks the Canucks versus the Red Wings game. He's picked the game now. I have to pick the team, and he goes against whatever I say. And the loser has to do 20 push-ups. If you win, you get to pick the game, and if you lose, you get to pick which team. So
I like it. So
I call it drop and give me 20.
It's actually pretty interesting. I kind of been wanting to put it on Instagram. I'm more on Instagram than anything. If any of the listeners don't go on, I'm Mad Dog Matt 44 MAD.
Could always do it from the Post to Post podcast Instagram, you know.
Yeah, true. I kind of just stopped going on.
That's nice.
I got more feedback from my Instagram than I did the podcast, so I just like switched over there. But
yeah, that's not good though. You're promoting yourself and not the podcast. You need to promote the podcast.
yeah, I probably should do that. But yeah. So what the fuck was I gonna say? So the 20 push-ups were brought up because 10 seems way too easy and 20 is pretty difficult. 20 does get to a point, and especially for Chris that when you're doing them every night. Like, I don't want to fucking do it anymore.
No, it just means that I'm fucking nasty at push-ups now. I can just bang them out.
Yeah, the first night I lost, I was just like, oh shit, 20 push-ups. But I felt good because I haven't had to do them. It was that second loss in a row that I'm like at the gym, like, all right, all the time to do it. And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
You get to like the 13 mark, especially when you don't do push-ups often, and you're just like, god damn it, like just gonna fucking push through.
Yeah.
And then we had some plan for the playoffs, but we gotta figure that shit out because your plan kind of is absolutely fucking ruthless.
But that's why it's good. I don't think it's one. My plan, I think, is you pick your team for the 7-game series, and that's it. And you don't impact the other guy. Like, for example, if the Avalanche and Panthers are playing each other in the playoffs, I'm just looking at tomorrow's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If they're playing in the playoffs and we both pick the Avalanche, that's fine. But if the Avalanche lose, however many games it goes, that's how many sets of 20 push-ups we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that was going to be, speaking about Avalanche, that's the one to pick. So Colorado Avalanche versus the Florida Panthers.
Perfect. I'll take the Avalanche. Thank you very much. Owe me 20 push-ups tomorrow.
Florida Panthers going to fucking... All right. Look at you cocky over there.
Dude, no problem. No way are the Panthers taking that one down.
Panthers going to fucking win. Look at that.
3-game win streak, 6-2-2 in their last 10 for the Panthers. Colorado Avalanche. 7-2-1 in their last 10, but on a 2-game losing streak.
Florida's home too.
Yeah.
Home game advantage, buddy.
Yeah, right.
So I like to pick the close game. So Colorado Avalanche currently is 27-19-4, and Florida Panthers are 26-22-6. So it's those close ones that really get you. Like if I was to pick, there was one here that I saw right away. I'm like, no, fuck no. It was what's the shitty ass team that I just found? Oh, here we go. It was Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Imagine that. Like obviously you want to go Toronto Maple Leafs.
You might.
What do you mean?
You might.
You'd go Columbus Blue Jackets.
I
for
don't
that
like the
game?
Leafs. I don't like the Leafs in that one.
Wow.
It's a home barn. They're going to Columbus. They're in
automatic-
Columbus, right?
Automatic loss.
They're in Columbus,
Automatic
right?
loss. It's like you want to lose now at this point.
Are they in Columbus?
Let me look. That's vile. Scotiabank Arena. No, they're in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was going to say, if they were in Columbus, I would double down and take
Oh
it.
yes, they could do season series. Oh yeah. So last time they saw each other was February. Oh, that was tonight. What the fuck?
Toronto
Oh,
smoked
so-
them 3-0, right?
Yeah, smoking 3-0. So they play again tomorrow.
Oh, they were in Columbus tonight. That's why I got it confused.
Oh,
a home and home.
Oh, damn. So they play tomorrow, too. I don't know. That would have been... Oh, fuck. That would have been more interesting. Back-to-back games, would that'd be curveballs right there, because you know they're not playing the same goalie again, which means if Maple Leafs played Samsonov tonight, that means Joseph Wall, who hasn't played, gets the fucking start, and maybe Columbus...
You never know. I mean, back-to-back
rich
isn't bad,
body.
especially when your starting goalie's out, you know? Have the backup get some more reps in.
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
That's it. But want to call it? Throw some nips in there.
Yeah. Let's have some little Dr. McGillicuddies to go with our Corona premieres, if you don't mind. Dad.
You're welcome, son.
Everyone, head on over to post2postpod.com. Check out our merch wheel. Buy some nice stuff. We get some hoodies. We get some T-shirts. We get some winter hats for you if it's still cold where you are. 60 degrees out here today. Pretty nice. We still got the heater going at midnight, though.
If anyone wants to know what New England weather is like, this is a perfect example. Last
Last week it was negative 108 according to Matt, and this week it's 95.
dude, last
What
week.
about the wind? The wind. What's the opposite of wind chill?
Negative wind chill. I don't know. Last week, if you watched like the videos, Chris has like his hoodie on. When I'm wearing two, I actually was watching myself when I was editing. I was like, oh, it doesn't seem that bad. I was wearing like two hoodies. I was like thermal and everything. It was fucking freezing. It was at one point. Well, so we recorded Friday and it was like negative 10 or some shit. And the next night too, we were over here drinking and it was even fucking colder that night. So it went from like negatives and like one of the coldest on record in Boston at some parts.
Sunday was like 40, I think, right? You got back up to
and like
40.
no, it wasn't Monday. Monday we're up to 40, and now like a week later from that Friday, which is this Friday, it's like 60-degree weather. It's just like holy shit, the turn, you know?
Oh yeah, weather's crazy, bro.
Wild. But let's go. Let's take the sip.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud. Oh. Damn. These hit different. I don't know. McGillicuddy's doing something weird.
Friday beers hit different.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's it. That's all we got. Again, if anyone wants, go to postpostpod.com for all our merch, and we have a bunch of stuff on there. Actually, weren't we talking about doing like a blog up there too? Gonna get some time to do that, and there's no fucking time right now to do anything right now. But yes, and again, I want to thank everyone at Corona for sponsoring us. This is our first episode with them, and we hope to have a lot more episodes with the sponsor for Corona Premier. These things are awesome, by the way. I was drinking this throughout the pod here. 2.6 grams, if you're watching yourself. 2.6 grams of carbs and only 90 calories per one. And again, smooth as shit. So I really liked it throughout this episode.
Yeah,
so.
you can drink a whole 12-pack, and it's like half a day's worth of food. And then you still got room for dinner later.
Still got room for dinner. it's not like a Guinness where you drink one.
Guinness
one bottle.
actually, not too high on the calorie chart too. I think it's maybe $1.10. It's not
Really?
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think.
Why is
Everyone
it
thinks
filling?
it's so heavy. It's not that filling.
You don't think so?
No, it's a common misconception. You don't drink a lot of Guinness. The extra stout's filling. The pub draft is
That
not.
might be what I get because
You do, yeah.
Whenever
You get the short ones, short stubbies.
Whenever I don't like the cans, like when I go out, like at the bar, and they have Guinness on tap, like all right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And like halfway through, I'm just like, oh god, like I feel like you're eating like a dinner, like a meal,
No.
just in general.
No way. It's good.
No.
But yeah, thank you again to Corona Premier for sponsoring us. They are our presenting sponsor. This week's episode is brought to you by Corona Premier. Check them out. Go buy them at your local Packy. Check out postpostpod.com. Thanks, everyone, for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all
Next week?
next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.